The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the opinions of the staff or management of Visionary-related entertainment.
Aloha and welcome to Maui Nonprofit Notes, where each week on this show you find us talking story with Maui's nonprofit executive directors and staff to find out how they're working to support those with needs within our community. Maui Nonprofit Notes is generously sponsored by Pacific Source. If you're building or remodeling a home, please stop by Pacific Source's cabinet and appliance showroom located in the Waikapu Base Yard. I'm Susie Tiemann, Executive Director of Lokahi Pacific, and your host for Maui Nonprofit Notes. During this hour, we share some of the experiences of our nonprofit agencies and just how they're changing lives, changing communities, and creating miracles of hope for those with needs. Today we're going to start off the show with Jerry Lum, who's the Director of the Department of Community Services at MEO, otherwise known as Maui Economic Opportunity. And it's that time of year again, Jerry.
It's the gift that keeps on giving. Literally.
Literally. We're talking about LIHEAP, LIHEAP, which stands for?
Help.
Or Hawaii Low Income Energy Assistance Program.
That's correct.
Or something like that. This is a fascinating program.
It is a fascinating program. In fact, President Trump's initial budget, he indicated that he was going to terminate this program. It appears that it's going to be flat funded for next year, so hopefully this beneficial program continues. Because, in essence, it helps the low-income people help pay their electric bill or the gas bill because of the fact that they are paying a high proportion of their household income towards their utility.
And we all know utility rates. Well, actually, there hasn't been a whole lot of change in them lately, has there?
No, with the gas, with the oil prices stabilizing the way it is, and I think it's going on a downward trend. It's not that quite expensive, but in Hawaii, we do pay a higher rate of kilowatt hours.
That's true.
Versus the mainland.
That's true, right? And that will always be as long as we have to ship everything in.
Exactly.
So, is this something that's strictly for seniors?
No, this is for low-income people. We're talking about 150% poverty guideline. So a household size of one, if your income is or at below $20,500, you may be eligible for this program.
So the typical family of four that we talk about so often, you're looking at if I'm looking at this chart right that you gave me, you're looking at about $42,000 a year?
Yes, household income.
Household income. And if you're that or below, you need to come. They need to come see you.
You need to come see me. To make it easier, if you are receiving food stamps or financial assistance from the state, you are, in essence, categorically eligible. So you can come in without the added documentation that we need, and you can come in and apply.
So just show proof of getting
most importantly, when you apply, you have to show your current electric bill or gas bill, ID, photo ID for anyone over 18, Social Security cards, not pictures of it, but the actual card itself, or an official document such as your tax returns for everyone in a household 1 year and over.
Wow. Okay. And that's to prove that there are that many residents in the home.
That's correct.
Now, what about some of these homes that have multiple generations in the home?
Well, theoretically, what we do, if you have 1 meter, everyone that lives in that one house under that 1 meter can come in as a whole household unit and apply. So we take the income of everybody in that household, anywhere from 2 to 10, 12.
Right.
Yeah.
And of course, that annual income limit goes up and up with each person.
Right.
That's counted. So if somebody comes in and says we've got 8 people, 4 adults, 4 kids, then you're looking at something like $70,000 a year in income.
Yes.
To qualify.
Right.
Or less.
Or less. At or below.
That or below. Okay, so now they come in with that. They must bring their electric bill.
Current electric bill. We were talking about either the May bill or the June bill.
Okay.
Two documents that is of essence when you come in is that bill and your proof of income.
Okay.
We won't begin the process without those two critical documents.
And what do they show to show proof of income?
Award letter, if they're receiving Social Security, SSI, and disability, pay stubs, current pay stubs. If you are self-employed, there is documentation that you have to complete, and we look at your Schedule C to match that information from your taxes.
From last year's taxes.
That's correct.
Okay. And then going through the process, I mean, basically it's an information thing that you're getting on them to justify
That's right.
awarding something.
So this is totally based upon credit. We're looking at how many people in the household, what your annual income is, electricity usage. So last year's average credit for a single person is about $800.
Wow. That's a lot.
That is a lot. If you live in a subsidized housing, in other words, if you have HUD, Section 8, or any of those subsidized housing, such as your housing, for instance.
Okay, low-income housing?
Yeah, low-income housing. There is a flat fee simply because of the fact that you're already getting a break on your rental. So for a household size of one, I believe it's $400 credit.
I see.
3 to 4 is $450, and 5 is $500.
Wow. So I mean, I'm thinking back to last year when I saw the credits being applied. For some of these people, that takes some almost through the year.
Yes. Seniors typically are very frugal, so their monthly bill ranges anywhere from $40 to $60.
Right.
So with that $400 credit, flat credit, that will take them at least 9 months.
Yeah, I was looking at that and I thought, oh my gosh. It's always interesting. I'm one of those people that I'm curious about stuff like that. And I see, the stack of electric bills come in for one of our properties. And I say, oh, hey, somebody's grandson moved in with them.
Right. you look at the graph and you can see the peak.
Right.
So typically if it's during summer, if they have AC, it's going to peak. Or like you said, additional people come in for a 3-month period, you can see that large spike because now you have another person in that household.
Right, and they're watching TV all day long, or they're playing games on the computer or whatever, and using electricity right and left. Yeah, it's really...
Refrigerator,
oh, yeah, the
ranges,
door's open all the time. Gotcha. Yeah. And there's times when I go and I ask our housing administrator, I say, wait a minute, what happened to this apartment? They go, oh yeah, we, like I said, the grandson's there for the summer or whatever, and dead giveaway.
Yes, and that's the tool that we use when we look at the bill. Was someone living in there besides yourself? Because looking at your bill, you have 3 high months of usage. Why is that? And most often it's other people coming in.
Now that's not going to restrict them in any way.
They have to certify that in writing that because of the high usage, my grandson or other family members were here for this period of time. They're no longer here, but during those months they moved back to the mainland or wherever they came from, and that will suffice.
I see. Okay. So there are some circumstances where you can see a spike that has a definite term.
Right.
Interesting.
Other, for medical reasons, there's a large spike as well, usage as well.
Right. Some medical
breathing machine, ACs because of
allergies or whatever. Okay, that's interesting. That makes a lot of sense. And that can increase the usage. Now, if that's a long-term thing for them, they could get a larger credit.
They can get a larger credit, but there is also additional help from Maui Electric that can help with that usage as well too.
Oh, really? Okay, so they should contact them if they have
That's correct.
something. And would the supplier of that equipment tell them that?
Usually, yes.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Probably more than often a letter from their physician indicating why.
Okay. That's interesting. That's nice to know, because that could make a big difference.
That can make a tremendous difference.
Something like that. So now, the period when they can come and see you.
Well, unfortunately for us and for the public as well too, it's for the month of June and June only for the credit.
Okay.
Throughout the year, we do help with disconnection notices. So if you are issued a disconnection notice either from the gas company or from Maui Electric, you can come in and we can help avert that disconnection up to $500.
Oh.
If it's more than that, you would have to negotiate with either Maui Electric or Hawaii Gas through a payment plan that has been authorized by them. We can, like I said, avert that disconnection.
I see. Now that is like first notice for disconnection.
First
you
notice.
You don't want to get it right on the spot because you're not going to get your check that fast.
Well, actually, the turnaround time for us, the utility companies get paid within 3 weeks.
Oh, okay.
The caveat to this is that if you apply during that period of time, the program year from October 1st of 2017, October 1st, 2016 to June 30th, 2017, you're not eligible to participate in the regular LIHEAP.
So it's one or the other.
One or the other.
Interesting. Okay. Now, I'm not that familiar with disconnection notices, but do they, like if you miss a month, do they come out with that, or is it 2 months?
I believe it's 2 months.
2 months.
And they give you a 2-week period to pay the minimum, or your electricity will be turned off on a certain date.
Okay. And so is your payment the minimum, or is it pay it in full to get it back on track?
If it's under 500, we pay the amount that is due. If it's over 500, we pay the max. This program will assist with the max, and they would have to negotiate the balance with the utility company.
I see. Okay. So it's like working out payment plan with
Yep.
them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but they've gotten these immediate problems solved. And
they got the immediate problem
electricity stays
solved. You won't be turned off. Especially when you have children too, because nobody wants to take a cold shower, right?
True.
How are you going to cook your meals?
Okay, good point. Very good point. And if they turn it off, you're also going to get hit with a disconnect and a reconnect charge, right?
Exactly. That's another $200.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, another $200.
They don't mess around.
They don't mess around.
Whew.
Well, if you are responsible enough to pay your bills when they're due, you won't get into this situation.
Right.
But unfortunately, there are other circumstances where you can't. Something dramatic happens and you fall behind.
Right.
And a majority of the times, we will avert that disconnection.
So in a situation for the disconnection notice, are we still talking about household incomes?
We're still taking the household income. Everything that applies in June applies for the disconnection notice.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you can't be living good and have a disconnection notice
Right.
and come to you and
Right. Exactly.
Tough.
And this is only for residents, not commercial usage or anything, just for residents.
Residents. Gotcha. Okay. Now, at some point, you have to prove that you do live there.
Right. So that's the other part of our documentation. So if you look at your electric bill, it will indicate your service address. So what you need to do is bring in another document that validates that service address. Most of the times, it can be found on your driver's license because your driver's license will indicate the same address as your service address. Another way to prove that your service address is through your rental agreement if you do rent, or another bill, cable bill, phone bill,
Okay. Or your bank statement.
bank statement,
Yeah. Okay.
or any other official document that shows that.
I got another question for you, but I'm being told by Gary that we got to take a break, and I'll ask you right after the break.
Okay.
Aloha from Pacific Source, and thank you for your support over the years. Pacific Source has offered more of what builders and homeowners value most in building materials and cabinet design. We've done this by offering superior customer service and products, as well as by designing kitchens and baths that are intelligent and elegant while staying true to your vision and budget. Visit our showroom in Waikapu in central Maui, where we display a variety of cabinets as well as top-name appliances like Sub-Zero, Wolf, Viking, KitchenAid, and more. We display countertops, tile and wood flooring, and several brands of windows and doors, including Fleetwood multi-slides and La Cantina folding doors. Come in and talk to our designers about making your dreams become a reality. From concept to completion, we really believe our attention to detail and superior service are what sets us apart. Let us show you what we mean. We are a Pacific Source at 515 East Oahe Way in the Consolidated Base Yard in Waikapu, just off Waiko Road. Call us at 986-0380. That's 986-0380, or look us up online at packsource.com.
And we are back. This is Maui Nonprofit Notes, the weekly radio show where we talk story with our nonprofit executive directors and staff to find out what they're doing to help folks with some needs in our community. Today, we've started the show off with Jerry Lum, who's the director of the Department of Community Services at MEO. And we're talking about LIHEAP, which is the Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program, talking about what it takes to qualify and how when you come see them, and how do you prove that this electric bill that you're handing them is really at where you live. And it was interesting. One of the things you said was driver's license. Mm-hmm. One of the things that always catches me, I work at the polls every election cycle, and people come in and they've got a post office box address on their driver's license.
And you live there.
And well, no, they don't. They don't claim to live there, but they do that because they don't want. Well, there's two reasons. One, they're renters and they probably move fairly, often, kind of thing. Or whenever they move, they want to be sure that they don't have to do anything with their driver's license. The other thing is that if they're showing their driver's license to people as proof of stuff, it doesn't tell you where they live, and that's what they like, that privacy.
Right.
So that's one thing, people double check and make sure you don't have a P.O. box on your driver's license if you're going to use that for proof.
Exactly. So, like you said, if it's not on their license, and if they're renters, they have a tendency to move a lot. We take all the documentation.
Right.
The bills, like I said, from their phone bill, doctor's bill, taxes, your tax returns.
Yeah. Especially if there's a refund, you're going to put the right address on
Exactly.
And they don't like P.O. boxes on those tax returns, right? Didn't I hear that someplace?
I don't know.
I may be talking out of school. I don't know. But it seems to me I heard that somewhere. So now we're talking about the month of June. So starting right on June 1.
June 1, which is Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. June 1 to June the 30th. Don't forget King Kamehameha Day, which is, I believe, 12th. On the 12th.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Monday the 12th, you're closed.
We're closed. Hours. Let me give you the hours.
Okay.
Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 8 to 12. We reopen from 12 to 4.
Wait.
I'm sorry, from 2 to 4. 8 to 12.
Okay.
2 to 4.
2 to 4, okay.
Right. Wednesdays only to accommodate those working people, 10 to 2, and from 3 to 6.
Gotcha. Okay, that's a pretty good set of hours.
Mm-hmm. So in addition to people coming into our office, we also target the Halemo'olu sites, the senior living sites, during the first 2 weeks. So we have staff going out to the Halemo'olu sites, conducting intakes and assessments, as well as staff here at MEO.
Oh, that's great, because what did I see? That's 1,100 apartments they have? In the story the other day about Roy Katsuda's retirement.
That's correct,
I think they talked about 1,100 apartments.
We see at least 300 applicants come in from those sites combined.
That's great. Anything you can do to help get this out to people? It sounds like you're doing it.
Yes, we are. Word of mouth. Previous applicants. Maui Electric has this on their website as well as their incoming bill. I believe is going to, if it's not been, it's on the notice as well too.
Interesting. Good. So, how many years has this been going on?
how many years I haven't been doing this? 15 years. It's been going longer, much longer than I would say 20-something, 20 plus.
Okay. And my understanding was it started because of the seasonalities on the mainland.
During the winter on the mainland, because of the high cost of coal. If you use coal way back when,
Oh, wow.
and now bunker of oil, and because of the high cost of that to help people not have their services disrupted, that's why this program came in.
I see. Okay. And so for us, of course, we weren't bothered with trying to heat during the winter. But,
No.
as you said earlier in the show, the high cost of electricity for us.
Exactly.
And gas.
And gas.
We don't have natural gas, right?
No, propane.
Everything's propane.
And it's very costly too. Sometimes it's surprising. It's even more costly than electric.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so must be citizen or
US
lawful
citizen. Yep.
permanent resident.
Right. And we check that documentation as well too.
And the picture ID.
Picture ID, all adults, picture ID. To get an extra point, if you have a child, 5 and under, we need their birth certificate. Or if you have a senior member, 60 or over, that's another point as well towards your credit. So all these factors, all these variables can help have you get a larger credit.
So, and you don't have to show, I mean, it's not one of those cases where you have to show that you've lived in this same place for any period of time,
No.
just so that the bill is for your current residence.
Exactly. The bill has to match your service address.
Okay. What did we miss?
What did we miss? Well, last year we served 1,092 households.
Wow.
Total, I don't have the figures for gas, but the total Maui County wide electrical assistance was $593,000. Payments.
Oh my gosh.
Payments made for Maui Electric.
So serving 1,092, even if we just said it was 1,000, you're looking at a $593 credit average.
Average, yeah.
That's
That's a
better
lot.
than we won't say that. That's decent. I mean, I'm looking at my electric bill, which runs around $200 a month.
Yeah, that's mine.
That'd be 2.5 months. Yeah. Very good. Okay. So, folks, if you're listening out there and you've heard this, maybe you haven't applied in the past, or circumstances now put you in the category that you can apply, go down to MEO on 99 Mahalani Street, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, or Friday between 8 and 12 and 2 and 4, and on Wednesday between 10 and 2 and 3 and 6.
That's correct.
And now you're also doing this on Molokai and Lanai?
Molokai and Lanai as well. It's all a coordinated effort.
Wow. That's great. It's a once a year opportunity to get some assistance on your electric bill or gas bill.
That's correct. You can come down to our office at MEO and pick up a brochure or a list of checklists that you need, or you can go to our website, www.meoinc.org. That also indicates what documents you need to bring in and our office hours as well.
So that's www.meoinc.org.
ORG.
And that, yeah, right, spelling out org. I'm going, hello, what did I miss? I thought I said that. Okay. Emphasis. I appreciate that. I always say the INC because there's always somebody who says, well, I've been putting it in and it doesn't connect. It
Right.
doesn't connect. And you find out they typed in INK.
Oh,
Those of us in the business, we get used to just kind of sliding over things like that because we all know it. But we are talking to a lot of the general public out there who they don't do a lot of this. So do either stop by MEO at 99 Mahalani Street here on Maui, or go to their website, again, meoinc.org, O-R-G.
ORG, or our Lanai and Molokai branch offices, or even our Hana office as well too.
Oh, that's right. We always forget poor Hana.
Yep, Hana, they're taking applications as well during this period.
Right. Where is their office? It's down by Bob Carroll's office?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think it's still in that building.
I've been there twice in my lifetime.
They're by the ballpark.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
exactly.
the community center kind of thing by the ballpark. What a deal. So we haven't talked about any of your other programs. Is something coming up in any of those that we need to talk about?
Rental assistance. We're running out of funds right now. We have the best reintegration program that targets people that were incarcerated or currently incarcerated. We have the senior clubs. We have approximately 60 senior clubs. We have employment core services for low income. So those of you that are either underemployed or unemployed, we do have a program that can help. We have the National Farm Workers Job Programs targeting farm workers, and also the CSEP program, Senior Community Services Employment Program, that targets seniors 60 and over. 55 and over.
Whoa, seniors are getting younger and younger every year.
Yeah.
One of these days I'll qualify. Oh, come on, everybody. Let's not be.
One of these days.
Some of those chuckles weren't healthy type chuckles. No, I'm kidding. But it's great what you do, Jerry. I don't know how you do it with the staff you've got. I know you're always shorthanded and long on clients.
Well, my staff is very committed and dedicated, and so is the whole agency. So I think we can be doing a lot better on the outside, but like I said, being committed and dedicated, working on a nonprofit gives you that satisfaction of helping others who are unable to help themselves.
Right. Hey, you've been doing it for quite a while. And you're still smiling.
I'm smiling. Great satisfaction.
Yeah, that's true, and I can see that you love what you do, and helping folks is the key to the whole program.
Exactly.
Thanks, Jerry, for sharing all the information on LIHEAP.
Thank you, Susie.
Again, that's LIHEAP. Stands for Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program. The month of June is the time to go down and sign up.
Yes.
Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you, Susie.
Hey, have a great day.
Likewise.
We'll talk to you soon. Again, we're going to shift gears now and talk to Kavika Matos. Hi, Kavika.
Hi there.
How you doing?
Doing great, thank you.
And Kavika is the program supervisor for Connie Connections, which is a department at Maui Family Support Services. How you doing?
I am doing fantastic. I just came from Aloha House, who we partner with, and did a men's group up there. It was just an incredible men's group we had today. It feels really good to be able to help the community.
So what does this men's group do? What's the purpose of it?
We have a men's group Monday evenings, and also I go up to the residential treatment center up there at Aloha House up in Makawa to just share with men life topics that can help them grow, have better relationships, be better for themselves, as well as improving relationships, whether they're with a partner or not, helping them co-parent cohesively, and just being better men for our community.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What a program.
Yeah, thanks. I think so.
Yeah. Now these are primarily folks who are in like a recovery program.
The treatment center, yes, but on Monday evenings it's open to anybody any man. Initially, our program for 10 years was called FIT in the community or Fatherhood Involvement Team, and a year ago we changed the name to Connie Connections to include all men. Because the reality is, as we've experienced, as we've seen over and over again, a single man may meet a woman that already has some children, and it gives him a heads up, some experience to know what he may be up against as he takes on that new relationship. So fathering all children, rather in a relationship or not, I truly believe that with many years of working with kids prior to now working with men and adults. We also do another program, a parenting class. But working with kids so important for all of us to mentor kids in our community as well as our own, relative children. So.
Right. So, you think that I mean, everybody grows up. Huh.
Mostly everybody.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, I mean, physically everybody grows
yes,
up.
and by age.
But mentally, are they prepared to take either from their experiences, be they good or bad, and present that to this new, like you say, maybe a new family situation? And how do they know the difference between what is good and bad?
That the way we do our men's groups and the way that we teach the curriculum. And first, let me say that we use a nationally recognized curriculum to the National Fatherhood Initiative. They have a signature curriculum called 24/7 Dad. That's one of the curriculums that we use that is evidence-based, and we use that as a guideline. And what it offers with each lesson is open-ended questions to create dialogue. So, for example, like the first lesson might be family history. So we'll go through and ask the men what is their view of yesterday's father, who would be our grandfathers or prior generations. What is the role? What is their view of the role of a father today? And what is their own personal role in their relationship if they are currently a father? And so we take that, and that creates feedback that we can dialogue, and men end up helping other men as well as respecting what we have to offer and teach them as well. So it's an exciting process to go through lessons like that. We go through co-parenting. We oftentimes we may think that the way we were raised is the only way or is the right way, but when they come to groups or sessions like we have, they start to understand and maybe even become open to change. That, wow, there are other ways that I could do this, right? Other ways I could parent, other ways I could discipline, not hit their children, but actually discipline by teaching their children and continue to teach regardless of what age. Or the way that they were taught.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it opens their minds to other possibilities.
Correct.
That's the whole. I mean, that's what you're all about.
Exactly.
That there are different ways to parent, and like we may look back on our childhood and say, I'm sure glad I had the parents I did.
Yes.
As I relate to other kids and the other parents, I'd take mine any day.
Yeah.
But we really don't understand that there are other possibilities and other ways of parenting.
Exactly.
And that could have been better.
And sometimes, well, not sometimes, often healing happens because just understanding that perhaps what their parents went through or what they were taught, we can be in control of how we want to move forward from this point on. We might have not known any different, but once you do, then you've got a choice. Choice to continue, choice to get better, and that's part of what we do with the men. Really important, Tuesday evenings at our MFSS building, we also do parenting classes, which are open to adults that are 29 years and younger, and children who are 5 and younger. We just received a 3-year grant from a foundation, and that's now the new stipulation. And so we're really excited. Likewise, we go to different topics of child development, and we talk about parent struggles, parent challenges, but also parent successes, and everyone learns from each other. We have lots of fun, and I believe through fun, you can still learn, and people keep coming back. Families, parents keep coming back.
So the children come with them.
Yes, we have child care. We have 2 child care givers, and we also provide a light dinner for them as well. It's a free service.
Interesting. Wow. So are the children with them all for the whole session or maybe part of it?
Just the beginning.
Okay.
We feed the children. The parents have something to eat too, and then they go into child care, into our playground where we do a lesson with the children as well. And then the parents, we just the adults all stay together, and then we go through the lesson of whatever it is for that day.
Cool.
Yeah.
We got to take a short break,
Okay.
and we'll be right back and talk more about fathers and parents and kids and the whole thing.
Thanks, Susie.
Aloha from Pacific Source, and thank you for your support over the years. Pacific Source has offered more of what builders and homeowners value most in building materials and cabinet design. We've done this by offering superior customer service and products, as well as by designing kitchens and baths that are intelligent and elegant while staying true to your vision and budget. Visit our showroom in Waikapu in central Maui, where we display a variety of cabinets as well as top-name appliances like Sub-Zero, Wolf, Viking, KitchenAid, and more. We display countertops, tile and wood flooring, and several brands of windows and doors, including Fleetwood multi-slides and La Cantina folding doors. Come in and talk to our designers about making your dreams become a reality. From concept to completion, we really believe our attention to detail and superior service are what sets us apart. Let us show you what we mean. We are a Pacific Source at 515 East Oahe Way in the Consolidated Base Yard in Waikapu, just off Waiko Road. Call us at 986-0380. That's 986-0380, or look us up online at packsource.com.
And we are back. This is Maui Nonprofit Notes, your weekly radio show where we talk story about what's going on in the nonprofit world and how it's affecting your life, or how it could help you or affect your life as well. In the second half of the show today, we're talking with Kavika Matos, who is with the Maui Family Support Services. He's the program supervisor for the Kane Connection. That's the men's group. It's a men's support group. And he was telling us about the different things that they do. They meet on Mondays from 6 to 8 at the Maui Family Support Services office in Willie Paw Loop. And then we started talking about the positive parenting, Hui Ohana, the family group, which meets at Tuesdays, which is for parents. Now here you've got kind of an age thing. On the Kani, you don't.
Correct.
But on the Hui Ohana family group, this is for parents who are 29 years old and under, who have children ages 5 and under.
Correct.
So they've all kind of gone through the same experiences, and are still going through the same experiences. Now they can have older children.
Correct.
But this is for this age group, and the older children can go see Tutu and or whoever and play while the parents come to this with their younger siblings.
It's actually a target age group of parents and children. However, if a family has a 3-year-old, but they also have an 8, a 13, what have you, it just qualifies them to come to this free parenting class. But we cover all ages, specifically to the younger ages, though, when it could be very challenging for the parents and stressful. And maybe because of their inexperience, they need that support.
Right.
So we stay open-minded. And I also have parents who were a part of, older parents and experienced parents who were a part of our previous grant that we had under the same program. They are also part of us as mentors for this group. Yeah. So they're also giving their input to help and support these younger families as well.
So do you get kind of feedback from some of these folks that what this did for them, or how far off the track they were, or how much more exciting it is to be a parent, knowing kind of some of the rules of the game?
Yeah, I don't think any of us could say I knew what I was doing the entire way. Because and I really feel like it's a journey. Life is a journey. Parenting is a journey, and as kids grow older and they're living their own journey, getting influenced in different areas. I think it's continual. I have 5 adult children now, and I'm in the 55-year-old. I got excited earlier when I heard 55 is now senior, because I might be able to take advantage of that.
There you go.
But even as a grandparent, parenting never ends. And then now to be able to share experiences, and even for me, what I'm learning from these curriculums and just from this experience is something that I can share with my children, our other family members, extended friends. So there's always learning and experience, helping everyone understand that what they're going through, the challenges that they face. I never try to necessarily correct someone. I just try to help them see a different way and make sense of why doing it in a different way is better. I don't agree with neglect and abuse, and that's an important thing. However, just making people feel valued and understanding the struggles that we go through, that we're all human. We're all trying to do this in the best way possible, and sometimes having additional information and support really helps.
Right.
Yeah.
And as I sit here listening to you, I'm thinking there is no one right way.
There isn't.
I mean, every child is different. Every adult is different. Every situation is different in the home, work life. Perhaps religion plays a piece in this. But because of all the different circumstances and the groups that you get together with, this is all feedback or fed into, I should say, the group experience.
Yeah, I've worked with kids for over 20 years prior to coming in with Maui Family Support Services. So my perspective is that life is a journey. Each person has a journey, and having the support, although we do use an evidence-based curriculum, we're all on this journey, and so are our children. So supporting each other and learning something different from maybe what they were taught or how they function can be very helpful and less stressful, and of course preventing child abuse and neglect.
We look at today's life situation, and I know I've certainly said it more than once, and that is, I'm certainly glad I'm not trying to raise any kids right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it is so different out there, and there's so many potential hazards along the way for the children to fall into. And how do you prepare children for things that come up when they are, in school, at playtime, at whatever? I mean, it's not like you can sit down and say, okay, now if this happens, you come see us right away. How do they know that that's what's happening to them?
That's true. The influences today on children is maybe more than parents think is happening. So the concept of it takes a village to raise a child, working closely with the schools, working closely with other people within our community, I think is even more valuable now and more important now than it's ever been, right? Just to make sure that we can try to, if they experience something, whether we know it's happening or not, but be able to handle it too when we discover that perhaps that our children are not on track. So it's a village concept, I think.
Yeah. Well, I so often go back to in school we were taught fire safety and how make a plan for your house. How does everybody evacuate? If the fire is here, you go do this or that. And I'm sorry, I'm talking with my hands as if you can all see what I'm doing. And Kavika's looking at me smiling. And it's like, you were taught that if the fire starts in the family room, you go out this way. If only half the family's home, how do you alert the rest of them where you are going or what's going on? It's making that plan. But when it comes to life, it's really hard to make a plan to say, if this happens, you do this. If that happens, you do that.
Right.
Children of the age we're talking about, when they are approached by these things, have no frame of reference as to what this is.
Yeah.
A fire, yes, they see a fire, they know a fire. They know what it can do. They know you've got to get out of there and get everybody safe. But that's not what life is.
Yeah.
It's not that simple.
And that's why making sure that the family unit stays together and is supportive to each other in relationships is so crucial, and helping families to see what that's like, sometimes for the first time, is really important in making changes in our community, I think. So.
I think, too, of the idea that it's so important for the children to feel they can tell their parents everything or anything.
Correct.
There was a time when I'm not going to tell my dad that, he'd get mad at me.
Right.
Well, you're not the one that caused it, or you're not the one that is instrumental to this thing, except as someone who somebody can pray on or can do something.
Yeah.
And you've got to alert your parents to these things that are going on out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
And I can see these groups as being a place where, positive parenting skills says it all. I mean, you've got to be open with your children that you're there to help them, whatever that is happening.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's okay because, they're on their journey and they may experience some things that you totally disagree with, but helping them through those times, I think, is real important as a nurturing parent.
Right. Well, I give you guys credit for doing this, and I give credit to all those who have taken the classes and the group sessions in the past who come back to be mentors in the new group.
Absolutely, I thank them for that too.
That is just so important, because you can look at a program plan and say, okay, this is what we're going to do, but when people actually have gone through it and done it and are living it, that's when it becomes real.
Yeah. And no matter how old we are, like being 55, we can still learn something. It's just continual on the journey, right?
There's some weeks where I feel like I haven't learned anything in the past. I'm learning it right now. And it's smacking me in the face, and I'm going, I didn't know that. I didn't know that was out there. I didn't know this could happen. And it's like, my gosh. I mean, today's world is different.
It is. And I love how you're talking with your hands. I can relate to that. I'm crossing my hands to stay in control of my body language. I
don't know if it helps me find the words. See, I'm doing it right now.
There you go.
Anyway, one of the big things you've got coming up that we don't want to forget to talk about it in some length is the Celebration of Fathers. Now, this is the 11th annual. Right?
Hard to believe. And this year, our Celebration of Fathers is going to be a spectacular event. We're going to hold our event at the War Memorial Special Events, that corner field of Ka'ahumanu and Kanaloa Avenue. So kitty corner to the police station in Kaiser and War Memorial, the Keopolani Pit. So we're in the corner where the fair usually has their food booths.
There you go. Everybody knows it is the place to go for the food booths.
Exactly, exactly. And we will have food. We'll have food trucks. We'll have other vendors providing food. We'll have this year, as of yesterday, we have over 35 vendors.
Oh my goodness!
And also additional community partners, other agencies that will be able to share what they do to serve our community as well. So this is Saturday, June 3rd from 9 to 2 at the War Memorial Field. We're gonna have some great entertainment. One of the highlights is our father-child look-alike contest. And unlike the past, this year we're gonna have 3 categories: look-alike, dress-alike, and talent. And it'll be first come, first serve on sign up when we open at 9, and there'll be some great prizes to win. That should be a great event.
Should be a fun one to watch, if nothing else.
It's fun. Yeah, it's fun.
And then you've got your Hawaiian cultural games that are going to be going on in different parts there. You got pounding the kalo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ku'ipa'iai. We will have demonstrations in one large tent. There will be ongoing ku'ipa'iai, or pounding of taro, pounding of kalo, teaching people, and those who have never done it, if they want to try, will be able to experience that. We'll have another tent with hula demonstrations, teaching them some hula songs, along with lei making. And for the children or anyone who wants to perform after the practice, after that sessions, we want to put them on stage if they want. So perhaps this might be their first experience actually doing the hula in front of a crowd of people. So that should be great. What else?
You got some community resources here. You got some other folks joining you for the day?
Yeah, there'll be different agencies. I don't know them offhand, but we intend to have Maui Police Department and the Maui Fire Department there. There are other nonprofit agencies that have already signed on as well that will have booths to share what they do in the goal to really support our community.
That's great, because this ends up being kind of a showplace for all the folks that work together in cooperation to help families and children through this period of their life. And I maybe didn't say that quite as positively as I wanted it. But I think, I mean, when you start looking, as we look at all of our members in the Maui Nonprofit Directors Association, and some people look at the different organizations and say, you guys are competing. And we say, no, we're not competing. We are cooperatively working together, because what one agency does well, there's probably some people kind of on the fringes of that need who need the services of another agency who does that portion well.
Exactly. And people connect with people.
Right.
And so sometimes there may be what seems to be a duplication of services. However, it's a people connect with people. So that's a point to make. There'll be free hot dogs. Jumping back to the event, there'll be free hot dogs for the first 500 children who come in with their parents. It is a free event. There'll be lots of parking there at War Memorial, the War Memorial Gym parking lot dedicated to this event. And we're working on getting some free ice cream and hope to see a bunch of families out there.
So while this is a celebration of fathers, it is for the entire family.
Correct. And even grandpas. We've even got classic cars. We'll have a lineup of classic cars there if that'll interest them and attract them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Kavika, what an exciting program you're a part of. The Connie Connections, the positive parenting skills with the Hui Ohana family group, and then the celebration of fathers coming up here on Saturday, June 3rd. Wow. Now, this is all on your website? People can go to your website, which is, you've got a new one now. It's www.mfss.org.
Correct.
O-R-G.
O-R-G. I was listening earlier.
That's cool. And also, they can give a call to 242-0900 or 0900 and ask some questions. They can ask for your staff or ask. Probably everybody there is going to be doing some part in this celebration of fathers.
Everyone's excited about it. Our entire agency is excited about putting on this event for our community.
That's terrific, and we appreciate your coming in and talking about it, Kavika. Any last-minute comments before we have to close out the show?
Just thank you for having me, and I hope people consider coming.
It's been our pleasure, and I think if I remember correctly, the crowd for the celebration of fathers is growing every year.
Every year. So this year we anticipate a couple of thousand people coming. And so if anyone is still interested, in a vendor, in becoming a vendor or a community partner that wants to share their information, please contact us as soon as possible, because I think the deadline is maybe this Friday. But if you want to come, if you want to be a part of the event, please call our agency at 242-0900, and we can give you more information and steer you in the right direction.
And for those who want to just come and be a part of the celebration
and enjoy, yes,
you don't have to register. Just show up sometime between 9 and 2.
Enjoy, eat, just have a good time together.
There you go. Thank you, Kavika.
Thank you so much,
It's our
Susie.
pleasure having you here with us.
Likewise.
Maui Nonprofit Notes is sponsored as a community service by Pacific Source, the builder's choice. Give Paul and his staff a call at 986-0380 or stop by their showroom in the Waikapu Base Yard on East Oahe Way to see how they can help you with your building project. The Maui Nonprofit Directors Association's mission is to provide personal and professional support to nonprofit executive directors, their organizations, and the community of Maui. Today we visited with MEO's Community Services Program and Jerry Lum and found out more about LIHEAP. Give them a call at 249, and I just put that number away, 249-2970 to find out more information about that. We visited with Kavika Matos, who's the program supervisor for Connie Connections from Maui Family Support Services. Give him a call at 242-0900. We want to thank you all for joining us today. Join us next week again, right here, same time, same place. I'm Susie Tiemann, Executive Director of Lokahi Pacific, and your host. Aloha.